I'm back. Anyways, quick little thing. This won't be quick though. Looks can be deceiving. Never judge things from appearance or people from appearance. I was watching this documentary on the football players dealing with the life after the NFL, after the NFL, and all of them had horrific pain they were dealing with. But by looking at them, you would have no idea. Ray Lucas, I think his name is, being on TV in a suit and tie, smiling when the red light is on, and viewers will think, "Oh, look at this wealthy ex-football player living the good life." Meanwhile, he's suffering behind closed doors, pain from a broken neck, in which he has to get a long ass needle in. His legs be numb in the morning to the point he has to punch them awake. I also remember Hulk Hogan also having back problems in which he had to get this long ass needle inserted in there. Another old football player said he was so used to popping pain pills while in the NFL that when he had surgery on his knees, he felt damn near everything. But if these folks don't say that to the public, they don't tell the public what they're dealing with. Everyone will have their assumptions of them, which will be wrong. Whenever people hear rich people doing drugs, getting arrested or killing themselves, they just jump to conclusion and say that they're crazy. Like, you're rich, why are you killing yourself? You must be crazy. Things people don't understand, they shun and say it's crazy. Like that kid that killed a couple of his peers and killed himself in a BMW coupe, a 3 Series. Most people were just saying how stupid he is because he has everything that they dream of having. But when they went deep in the story, the news reporters, we found out that he wanted attention. Like his father wasn't there, he had cards, he had credit cards, able to shop. He said he spent money. He spent a lot of money on buying expensive clothes and all that to impress these girls, but nobody, messed with him. He made a mistake because he was trying to get people's attention by using money. Meanwhile, he lived in an area where everybody had money, so that's where he fucked up at. People will judge you without knowing what the things that are bothering you are. People have reasons for doing whatever they do. To us, it might not make sense, but to them, it makes sense. Someone could have a lot of money, and all they want is someone that really cares about them and not the money that they have. A lot of people lead miserable lives, but what the public see is beauty, wealth, and all these beautiful things. And as people, I think we feel shame if we let others know of our problems because of what they might say, or they might not understand our problems, so they won't be able to help us. So what's the point? If they can't help, and might make you feel worse, so we hide our problems. Nobody wants to look like they're struggling or are miserable. But when they get tired of hiding and something horrific happens, people will say they should have reached out for help. Look at Lamar Odom. Go to a drug rehab, they'd call him a crackhead. And when he almost on his deathbed, they're saying he needs help. He should have gotten some help. Or they feel sorry for him. Get him some milk. Most folks will make fun of you as you're trying to deal with your problem. And a lot of people fear that treatment, like being made fun of. So they just maintain a cover, like everything is just fine and dandy, and society believes it. But if that person goes through some shit or worse, they end up saying, "Oh my God, but everything seemed fine. He or she looked happy, like he or she had a perfect life." The truth is, they just feared what people would say, so they hid their problems. Someone could be home crying, and when they leave the front door, they make sure to put a smile on and wash their tears. There are females that get abused at home, but in public, you would have no idea. You'd sit there and say, "This is your ideal relationship. They have the perfect relationship." relationship goals, right? I mean, hashtag relationship goals. But does she have another option? She getting her ass beat at home. If she does anything that might tell the public that she isn't happy, she'll she'll be in trouble when she gets home. I know this old head who sits there and complains about his family, complains about what they aren't doing. Meanwhile, other families are. He compares his kids to other people's kids, but his kids know about things that those other kids are doing. Things that if he knew about, he would think that his own kids were angels, right? Like those kids getting their ears pierced. He doesn't believe in getting your ears pierced. Uh, Tattoos. Those kids are getting tattoos. Those kids are drinking. Those kids are smoking weed, but he doesn't know that. And his kids don't do any of that, but he's upset because they're not like those kids. Those kids are this, those kids are that. But he's not aware of those kids actually doing all that shit that he himself don't like. If he was their parents, he'd be extremely upset. You know what I mean? Um, he compares his wife to other people's wife. So it comes to a point that he isn't satisfied with his family because when he looks around, he thinks everyone has a better family than he does. But the thing is, he just sees those families on the surface. He just sees a mirage and has no clue of what those other families are dealing with. He ended up getting a divorce, and his kids won't talk to him. But he kept his mind set on the idea that his family is just evil, refusing to admit that he is responsible for them not dealing with him. He says disrespectful things to them, but he sits there saying they're the ones that need to apologize. When they bring up his action that caused them to not want to deal with him, he flips it back on them, like it's there for him doing whatever he did. It ends up being a back and forth thing, a family broken up as a result of an ignorant father looking at the mirage other families put up and thinking he should have the same, not knowing things ain't always what they seem. What's the saying people say? The grass ain't always greener on the other side. Another quick story one of my boys told me. A friend of his living with his mother and sharing a room with his little brother. Went out and copped a Range Rover, brand new joint, nice. Living in low income housing, but he got a Range Rover. Now when he goes out somewhere, they'll see the whip and think this guy got deep pockets and got his own shit. They will all be wrong. I knew this dude that had a foreign. His father gave him that shit, and he was always struggling to put gas in it. It was a V8. His mom would sometimes pay for his shit, but I bet you that someone would see him and say they want to live like him. They assume he has a life that is really cool. Meanwhile, he broke most of the times. Some parents would probably ask themselves, why don't their kids work hard like him? They'd be proud of them, not knowing this kid is struggling. I remember my mother telling me that I don't know what people do to have what they have, so don't go mimicking. She said there are folks stealing in order to be flashy. There are folks selling drugs to have luxurious stuff. And at the end of the day, they get caught and lose everything. But you thought they were just hardworking, law-abiding citizens. Don't go trying to keep up with the Joneses. Live your life. Be happy with what you have. Don't compare yours with other people's because you don't know what they had to do for it, and you don't see what's happening behind closed doors. I saw a video online of someone losing their rims off their Benz or Beamer because they rented them shit and they didn't make a payment. So they took them joints back and left them sitting on bricks. But driving through the hood, you think, oh, that boy got money. He's sitting on some 20s. Someone said people spent money they don't have on things they don't need to impress people they don't know. And stupid folks fall for the lie and try to compete. Because we live in a world, it's monkey see, monkey do. That's how people are.